Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Salmon17, and I'm back from my German trip, and I wanted to talk about. I'd like a short review of a movie I recently watched like 2 days ago, and it's called Gran Turismo. Now, for those who don't know, Gran Turismo is a racing series I never played. Only played one game, and I actually bought myself a used copy of Gran Turismo 3 from a store, from my local gaming store or whatever, and the game really works fine. I've One of my biggest complaints about this game is the fact that it's, especially the GT mode, is kind of a grind fest. Honestly, like you need to repeat like a few races over and over again and upgrade your car to make it more compatible with future events or something like that. But overall, I enjoyed this game. It has probably the best driving controls of any racing game I have played, and probably also the most interesting its own soundtrack and whatever. But overall, Gran Turismo was a gaming series I never actually played, even during PS1 days. So my first Gran Turismo experience was Gran Turismo 3. Now, of course, with Gran Turismo, I originally wanted to get Gran Turismo 6 for PS3, but unfortunately, I did not get the game. I'm gonna put this back in my gaming collection. I think there's a shelf right in front of me. But overall, I did not get it for some reason. I don't know why. I might get Gran Turismo 5 for PS3. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not, but we shall see. But overall, Gran Turismo is a series that I have not the biggest nostalgia for. But I heard about the Gran Turismo movie. And the movie was made based on true events, which is wow. And I was not expecting the movie to be actually good. Now, of course, I heard good things about it from the Critical Drinker. For those who don't, a lot of you who probably, or those who are not subscribed to the channel, probably don't know who he is, or probably know who he is. I do not know because whoever subscribed to my channel is a mystery to me. But overall, I watched this review and said it's a pretty good film, and it's not. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go check this out. And after the German trip, my German trip did not turn out the way I was hoping. So here's the thing. I apologize. I will get back to the topic, but I will go talk about it really fast. In my German trip, my plan was to get a brand new PS2 controller and maybe get a PS Vita. But unfortunately, things did not turn out the way I was hoping because the store owners in Germany, Berlin, were on a vacation, and because of that, the store was closed and I could not get it. So instead, so that my German trip didn't feel like it was a huge waste for me. I bought myself, as you guys saw on my community like, or my community, I don't know what to call it, community chat or whatever. I shared an info that I bought myself two movie bundle of Sonic the Hedgehog films, the first and the second movie. And yeah, another thing but I did play Gran Turismo 7 in there. I'm gonna later on do a short video showing you where I was. What I was doing in one of those interesting events, and yeah, but whatever. Gran Turismo movie. Man, this movie was actually pretty good. I was not expecting that. Like, it's not like a phenomenal movie, but it's still better than whatever the hell we keep getting nowadays. Like, Gran Turismo movie was something I was not expecting to be actually pretty good. It's basically, the story is about a young guy who has dedicated his life to Gran Turismo his whole life. There was even a nice Easter egg where he buys every game. The only game that was missing was the first Gran Turismo game, but overall, he basically got like every Gran Turismo game. Gran Turismo 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, honestly. And he plays like a 25th anniversary Gran Turismo game. Like also there's a Gran Turismo reboot on the PSP, but I don't know much about it because I don't have a PSP. Like I said, trying to invest my money on a PS Vita and maybe later on hack it so you could maybe play some PSP games on the go, because as much as I like the Nintendo Switch, I feel like the console is way too big to carry around everywhere and play the game. It's kind of like a huge time waster, especially if you're going through like store to store, walking around the city with your family or whatever, and it's like once you're waiting around for someone, you feel like you want to do something, but Switch is way too big, and I feel like, man, when I was on my German trip, I was like, man, I wish I had a PS Vita right now, but I will try to save up money for the PS Vita later on. I might buy a used one from Japan, but it's gonna take a while for it to arrive at my country, because I live in Latvia and Japan is really far away from my country. Anyways, I apologize, my throat is kind of killing me. I'll probably get. I'm gonna get some soda just in case. I probably should be drinking water right now, but whatever. Gran Turismo movie. The story is about a young guy who has dedicated his life to Gran Turismo game. Basically, the Gran Turismo is a series like it's basically literally called Gran Turismo Realistic Driving Simulator, and the guy has been training his whole life to learn how to drive through these Gran Turismo games, and wants to become a real racer because of that. Because he loves cars, he loves Gran Turismo. Because of that, Gran Turismo is basically a game for car enthusiasts, and for a long while I was one of them, but I feel like. As later on, I feel like I'm not gonna drive a car because because of my anxiety and stuff like that, and also because of my disabilities. I don't want to end up in a car crash or something like that, or do a simple mistake or whatever. And my dad has been trying to get me through the driving licenses, but every time when you try to do a driver's license test, you have to pay shit ton of money for it, and it's like, dude, come on, and that is insane. It's way too expensive, honestly. A lot of things nowadays are becoming way too expensive, and it's just like, damn, bro. But overall, but anyways, I still prefer walking over driving. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here. Damn. And then the story, there's like this guy who was once a professional. Back in 30 years ago, he was once a professional racer, and now he's given an opportunity to train these Gran Turismo players to become actual racers. Wants to see them what they've got, what they can do, and then the Nissan company or whatever decides to make like a huge Gran Turismo event. If they will choose top 10, they will find all over the world through like satellites and stuff like that to find the top best Gran Turismo players, and then they will choose them to become to train and become real racers. And then they chose the top 10 of them, and the main character, of course, ends up winning the race through the simulator and ends up traveling around the world becoming a racer. And the movie, man, I really miss but movies. If you guys don't know, I actually my first first racing film I watched was like the Fast and Furious movies, and back then it was still about racing. It was still about like cars. It still told the story, but it was still about like cool cars and stuff like that. But as the series went on, I feel like it kind of detracts from the cars, and then it's basically like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a generic, boring action movie and throw in as many famous actors as possible, and it's like, damn, man, like, Fast and Furious has not been the same. I feel like I stopped watching Fast and Furious movies after Paul Walker passed away, because without Paul Walker, it would not be the same experience, honestly, like. And when I watch Gran Turismo, it's like, finally it's about fucking cars, it's about racing, we're like, I feel like, man, I was kind of surprised how good the movie was, because back in the day, if you guys don't know, video game movies have not been that great, and for many, many years, and maybe there's some few exceptions, like maybe the Lara Croft films, or Tomb Raider films, or the first Mortal Kombat movie, or whatever, and that's about it. But overall, video game movies based from video games have never been that great. But ever since like I showed you, the Sonic film, the first Sonic film became a huge success, video game movies recently have been doing great so far. Now, I don't want to jinx it, because there will be a moment where Hollywood will be like, yeah, we can profit of that, and we're gonna make it, a WVOKA, and you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is like, no, man. Like, nowadays I don't go to the theaters that much, because movies nowadays are not that great, honestly. Like, a lot of them is just like, damn, these movies nowadays, a lot of them just suck, because nowadays it's less about telling a good, or it's less about telling a good story, or actually making a movie that real fans actually would like, and more about, here's propaganda, here's woman empowerment, here's lesbians, or whatever, LGBTQ representation, blah blah blah. Show us, and if you don't like it, you're insterophobe, and it's the same fucking thing over and over again, and it's so tiresome, honestly, for me at least. A lot of people probably gonna be unsubscribing because I repeat that, but it's true. Like, it's the same shit we keep getting over and over again, and a lot of people are rising up and getting sick and tired of it. And the fact that Gran Turismo movie was actually pretty good, I was really surprised. Another surprise was that the movie had very strong emotional moments. I was not expecting a Gran Turismo movie to make me cry. Like, goddamn, I actually teared up a bit during some of the sadder moments, and it's just like, man, bro, like, whoever wrote this movie knew what they were doing, and man, that is insane. I originally didn't want to see Gran Turismo movie, because Gran Turismo as a game series, let's just say, Gran Turismo has no story. As simple as that. It's just a simple, realistic driving simulator that has no story whatsoever. Basically, Gran Turismo is a video game series made for video game series that is just made to push the PlayStation console's limitations and put as many cars as possible in a single disc. In Gran Turismo 2, I heard they put in over 600 cars in a single game, and because CD-ROMs were not that powerful, they had to put the whole game into discs, and I'm like, damn, bro. And that is insane. Man. I should wait. I made some camel tea. I had to wash up my teeth. Anyways, but Gran Turismo, Gran Turismo is basically more about putting as many licensed cars as possible, and putting graphical limitations to the console as much as possible. Like, when you look at Gran Turismo 3, and especially Gran Turismo 4 on the PS2, the games look absolutely insane. Like, I'm still astonished that Gran Turismo 3 is a fucking 2001 game. Because when I played the game for the first time and I looked at how good the game looked, I'm like, this is really a 2001 game? It still looks like a PS3. It looks more like a PS3 game. And the fact that, and I feel like a lot of games nowadays just like, I feel like Gran Turismo, like, I heard a lot of people have problems with Gran Turismo 7. I played Gran Turismo 7 and yeah, I do see some problems. Maybe it's just how the game controls were put in. I don't know. Maybe they put manual controls or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But for me, Gran Turismo is not a game franchise I grew up with. But I feel like the movie was really done well. And it's just like, I miss when people told stories that are simple yet effective and actually make you feel things. Like, a lot of movies nowadays, it's just like, it's the same goddamn thing over and over again about patriarchy or whatever, real life politics or woman empowerment or whatever, people shitting on classics, blah blah blah, and I'm like, just stop it. Like, it's not gonna do you any good, and if you keep making movies like this, then theaters are gonna go out of business, and then you probably think like, oh, streaming services, but also streaming services are not doing well, because streaming services are run by the same fucking people that are basically like a pro LGBTQ whatever representation, blah blah blah. If you don't like this and that, you're insterophobe, blah blah blah, and it's like, it's the same goddamn thing over and over again, and it's so tiresome. That's why for those who don't know, for those who don't know, I collect physical media for older entertainment. And some people say, "Oh, I'm an old boomer," blah blah blah. And yeah, I'm an old boom. Some people might call me an old boomer, but I'm an old boomer that has brains. I do not buy entertainment that sucks. I want to buy entertainment that is entertaining and doesn't talk down to me like I am an idiot or whatever. And that's one of my biggest problems, is the fact that nowadays a lot of people think people are idiots that are gonna just consume product and then get excited for the next product. And unfortunately, that is the case for a lot of things, but overall, I'm not one of those people. I don't go out of my way to see like, oh, a new Pokemon game, I'm gonna buy that, despite the fact that how glitchy and unplayable it is. Or, hey guys, look at this new animated movie that tries to make a fucking murdering child be a sympathetic person or whatever. And I'm like, that sounds so bad, I don't want to watch this. And I'm like, why? Like, there are people who are blindly consuming product. Like, I remember me and my mother had a argument about this, where she's like, oh, but not everyone likes older films. And it's like, I'm not even saying I'm not agreeing with that, but I feel like I enjoy, like, I want to talk to like some people to say, oh, I like elder entertainment because it means so much to me, and it doesn't treat me like I'm an idiot or something like that. But then of course I get talked down out upon because I can't have a voice, I can't freely express myself, and that's why I actually do YouTube, so I could better express myself and tell you guys what I like, what I don't like, and it's like nowadays it's much in today's day and age it's much harder to be freely expressive and telling your likes and dislikes because everyone nowadays, too many people nowadays are becoming like very oversensitive. Nowadays everyone is just like, but you don't like it because you're Instarophobe, and I'm like, fuck off with that stupid dialogue, man. I'm sick of it, and I don't like the product. I don't like the product if it's bad or mediocre. And if I don't like it, then you should. It doesn't mean you should be like, oh yeah, you don't like it because you're a horrible person or something like that. No, I don't like it because I don't like it. It doesn't mean I'm a bad person because I don't like it. I have a lot of problems in modern entertainment, and those problems are justifiable because for me, I want entertainment that doesn't feel like it's cheaply made or made just to pander to a bunch of weirdos who don't know anything what they're talking about or don't even care about the product they're consuming, and it's just like, yeah, if people are gonna keep making movies like Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, or Top Gun Maverick, or even Gran Turismo films, then more and more people will go to theaters and watch these kinds of films because we want good stories that with good written characters and good and overall good entertainment. We want to be entertained. We don't want to be talked down upon or telling messaging like straight relationships bad, men are horrible human beings, women are better, blah blah blah. Like, what happened? Like, people always like say, oh, we need equality. So, but in today's world, equality is basically like a twisted word because nowadays equality is just like women need to have everything, but men doesn't need to have anything. Basically, they need to be emasculated. They don't need to be properly trained or whatever, and it's like really fucking annoying. And it's like, dude, come on. The real equality is that no matter what gender, whatever, it's like both genders need to be treated as equals rather than individuals, because if we don't, then the whole world will gone insane. And of course, the world has gone insane, unfortunately, but man, it's like, part of me, like, after seeing the Gran Turismo film, it's like, man, it's like, part of me is still hoping that my life will turn out to be better, because every time I'm stuck in this house with my family, like I said, I still live with my parents, and even though part of me still loves them, another part of me is frustrated because every time I enter this house, there's nothing but negativity, anger, frustration, nothing positive. Like, everyone's just angry, stressed, whatever, and it's like, I just want to, like, and part of me is hoping to maybe find someone I could spend my time with, that can understand me, that doesn't judge me because of my hobbies, and just basically have a happy life, and maybe find a decent job and actually earn good enough of money so I can live my life of my own with somebody that cares about me and I care about them as well, equally, but also doesn't judge me because of my hobbies, my interests, whatever. And it's in today's day and age, it's much harder to find that, especially in smaller countries like mine. Like, like I said, I live in a small country called Latvia, and people who have interests, especially when it comes to gaming and animation, are really looked down upon, and it really sucks. And like I said, people might ask, why don't I just move to a different country? And it's easier said than done because I only know English, and there aren't that many countries I can move to, so I could live my life on my own because I still need to find a job there, and I don't have any relatives that live in like places like UK or America where I could stay for the night. I mean, I do have a relative that lives in UK, but I don't know if that will work out or not because like I said, I just want to move on with my life, and I do YouTube because I'm hoping to actually to talk. Like I do YouTube because I want to talk about my interests, help myself to feel like myself, to talk about things I love, things I don't love, and it's like and I do YouTube because of that, because I feel like nowadays it's much harder to find people, especially in social interactions, because with the whole COVID thing or whatnot. And it's like I've been like I don't I've been like I don't know I've been like I've been isolated from people for like 28 years, like the day I was born, because of my disabilities and whatnot. And another problem is like I had a best friend that used to live next door to me, but we barely had anything in common. And even though we're still friends, I guess, but overall, it's like we barely hang out. He has a family, he has kids, whatnot, and he's probably already like super successful and whatnot. And I'm still stuck with my family. I don't have a girlfriend or have a driver's license and or a job. And like I said, I live in a small country, and finding jobs, especially for people who have disabilities like myself, it's much harder to do. Now, of course, I'm not using disabilities as an excuse, but still, my brain is not working anymore. My throat is killing me. I apologize, my throat is killing me. But overall, I hope you guys understand what I'm going through. But overall, I feel like Gran Turismo movie is a pretty good film. And should I suggest watching the film? Absolutely yes. Whether or not if you are a Gran Turismo fan or not, I highly recommend watching the movie when you can on the big screen, and you might actually like it, because I want people to support good films rather than bad or mediocre ones. But that's just my opinion. But overall, yeah. So I'm gonna take a break, and probably next time I'll show you guys like a short video of my German trip. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Salmon17 signing out.